we have to be able to acknowledge that some people do have some emotional or psychological baggage from other things they've been through, and that should be fair. And people should be able to like work through those things and meet each other where they're at. Right? And not put so much pressure on everything, themselves or each other. Sometimes stop copying out. Like, I see this happen so much where it's like people, they just give up too easily. Don't expect me to follow my own advice I'm trying to give others. Actually, I do prefer to lone wolf things. Because if I'm starting any sort of relationship with someone new, it's between me and them, pretty much, like, and then grow from there. I'm not dating their friends, right? I'm not, even though I'm polyamorous, I am selective, and what I'm trying to say is, I shouldn't have to form a squad of guys to not be seen as a loner. And I know it's kind of silly because, oh, well, you just said you're lone wolf. Yeah, but that's different, right? Like, I mean, not a lot of guys I get along with, for starters. Yeah. Both for their reasons and my own. And most of my friends in high school became girls for that reason. They were. Alright. No, so what I mean to say is that a lot of the guys I knew, they turned out to not be good. And I do know a lot of good guys now, but we all have different schedules and different priorities, right? So everybody goes to their own specific hangouts and so forth, and I keep all my friends separate, right? They're not all compatible. So that's another thing. But if I get in a relationship with someone, like, we have a good enough time that we don't have to be all with each other's friends. Right? We have our preferred hobbies or places that make sense to who they are. And that's what I do. I'll like introduce people to certain places that make sense to who they are, right? Or where they're at. And who else they might get along with. But I'm also incredibly secretive with the same people, with everybody, about all these other places. Because I don't, it's kind of like trying to not mix up the timelines of what makes sense between people, friends and so forth. You know, friends of friends and all the rest of it. And it does matter who your friends are to an extent, because it's like, you know, like, I don't care for when people put their friends, whether it's guys or girls, guys or gals, whatever, and they put their friends ahead of their more meaningful relationships. And what I mean by that is, like, friends can be a real drag, or like, I don't know. Like, I'm good for like talking about the deeper things when it comes to relationships and stuff, but I'm not interested in the banter and all the rest of it. And some of the people I knew, just that's what their priorities were. And I wasn't going to mix well with myself. And a lot of them will sabotage relationships. Either directly or indirectly. Fortunately, other people I knew, and someone I cared about, was able to cut through all that stuff and get through to me and bring me back. Right, so but it shouldn't have to be like all that. I don't know. Even if I was to like try and get a whole bunch of people together, right? There's only a select few places I would take them, or where it would make sense. But there really just isn't enough venues and just enough of everything, and then stuff is spread out weirdly, right? So like, and the types of relationships that they're interested in isn't the same as myself. It's just on a different level. And like I deep dive, right, into my relationships, and I really commit. I'm not saying that all of those other people I know, like, that they're not capable of that. I just don't think it's where they are in their lives right now. So. And a lot of them focus more on work. Yeah. I myself do not yet have a solid trajectory in that regard, so I'm more at liberty to explore my social relationships. To my benefit, I should say, to theirs, but not everyone sees it that way and expects me to either break rocks, so to speak, or have lots of money already, or be successful in some way, right? But that's, I don't know, I think it's really silly. Besides, there's lots of girls out there that have money and careers, but are having trouble finding or developing the relationships that are meaningful to them. So I don't think I can talk anymore. Maybe this will get through to somebody, more than one somebody, I would hope. Anything I say starts to make a shift of some sort, because like, everyone keeps going by like what is conventional, right? Or they're going to other extremes. I'm like saying, there's a lot of other ways to start relationships. In fact, although mine have been different, and the two that have been the same, started similar or were closer to being conventional, were disasters for me. And like I just had a miserable time. And I mean, if what's conventional works for you, that's fine, but like, not me. Right? I like my relationships turning out to be like movies of their own, right? Like, I especially like doing what is on film. But I'll go a long time where there's just nothing going on. That's too long. And my body is starting to feel that. Like, emotionally, I'm starting to be like I'm not. I'm not able to self-stimulate my emotions in the ways I need to. Right? I have my memories from my past, but I'm feeling pretty disconnected from them. Perhaps rightly. Like, I shouldn't dwell on things if others have been able to move on and find suitable relationships. I really need to start making more room for new ones. And I know I'll see someday someone close to me again. In some capacity.